Hello everyone, I'm Alan, also known as McLaren 2009, and today I'm back playing Stormworks Build and Rescue. And what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be continuing my work on my updated Avionics work center. Basically, I already built it, and now I'm just filling it in with systems and functional stuff like that. But it's kind of been taking a long time for me to work on it, because whenever I start working on it, I sometimes end up getting like distracted and I start going off on like tangents, talking about different things, and just it gets weird and out of control fast. But that's not really a problem. It's just kind of like whatever. But as you can see right here, we have updated work center. Spawn it in real quick so you can get a rough idea. Yes I am. Alright. So let's get rid of that. Alright, cool. Now we have a screenshot. So what I want to try to add this time, I think the current plan is I've got radios. I'm thinking I'm going to go back down to this leg over here, and I'm going to start putting in the IFF systems, because they're both like huge. So I'm going to put the old one here and the new one here, or maybe I might do it the other way around. Verdict's still out on that. So let's get started. Maybe someday this thing will be good enough, will be finished, and I can get it on the workshop. Alright, so let's put the old one in the back and the new one up front. Not a whole lot has changed since the last time. I've only been working on it on stream, so the only thing I had to do off screen was when I messed up putting in this and my computer crashed on me. But since that's dealt with, let's go right here. We need IFF transponder. Alright, if we get rid of this. Perfect. Make it this color. Why is this always like this? Now, how have I been doing this? Oh, I've been doing it like that. Alright, so the thing is, I always do it in like a uniform way so that it always looks the same. That's one of the side effects of being in the military. You want everything to be the same. Oh, actually, I need 2 iterations of this thing. Oh, no, 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 no. Because this thing is special. And why is this thing special, you might be wondering? Well, there's 2 different functional versions of it, or at least 2 different levels of it. You see, this system, it doesn't need all of the things in order for it to work, which is probably why I didn't put it on too many vehicles. I kinda just made the integrated one and just never touched this again. And that's probably not the best thing to do. Alright, so... they are 1 from the bottom. You know what? Let's just put them there. Five. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Get rid of those. Should just be larges. Don't have to be huge, just large. Yeah, but the thing is, these systems, they don't need all parts in order for it to function. It's probably not the best system, but it does work. Alright, so we gotta go in here and we load IFF. Alright, see what I mean? This is the IFF transponder for a vehicle. This is the IFF transponder for the air traffic controller. It was only when I did this part that I differentiated between the systems. And I'd say Stormworks is going fairly well up to this point. Okay, that was weird. Alright, it's whatever. Alright, so let's load in one of these. I'm still working on the same project I've been working on the last couple of times I've streamed Stormworks. And I haven't made too much progress on it, as my viewers will be nice enough to point out to you. But it's going well. I can't complain too much. You know what? That was probably a mistake. Alright, let's see how the other one looks. could be interesting, but I don't know how that would go. Alright. Okay, that is right in the middle of it. Alright, so if I put that like that, if I go over here... Okay, yeah, I've got the functional systems up by 1 block, so... Let's go see if I did it the same way in the other places. Yeah, up by 1 there. Although I gotta change that panel. Yeah, because I did it this way in all of the other ones. That's probably fair. Basically, it's just a big project. And then as to what you said, Sean, so essentially what's been said is that sandbox maps work the best, but take and hold works as well. Custom maps work too. It might be worth looking into. Alright, so we gotta paint this. And those are sort of part of the system, but not. It's all about uniformity. Oh, that's fair. Okay. Alright, so we've got battery, connect to battery, connect to that, or not. Or just do whatever you feel like. Okay. Now that is all connected to electricity, now all we gotta do is just hardwire it up. And that should be easy. Oh, that's right. There are other things that I'm forgetting. Yeah, I can do Iron Wolf later today. Haven't played that for a minute. I was thinking of either playing that or VTOL at some point. I started watching a bunch of videos of people playing Barotrauma, which was why I suggested it to you last night. when DCS. I don't have any problems with DCS. It's just, it wasn't particularly fun. Like, I just didn't enjoy it all that much. Alright, how did I do this up front? Did I make this a different color? Alright, it's a terrible example. How did I do it in here? I made it this color. Okay. So, if we're going to do it that way, we're going to go back here, and we're going to... It can do that? That's kind of cool. Wait a minute, then what the... Then what did I change up there? Huh. Oh, I didn't change anything. I changed the... Okay. Now I know what's going on. So yeah, I've been wanting to get back into some kind of multiplayer game, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And I need to get all of these things in really soon because I literally have 2 weeks until I leave for Georgia. And then I won't be streaming for a while, or playing much of anything for that matter, because I'll be on hotel Wi-Fi. So yeah, I need to get in some gameplay with any of the people that are willing to play sometime in the very near future, because I'm running out of time before I'm going to start moving away. Okay, let's do TX left, RX right. Oh, and we need that. Alright, so put this... Altimeter, altimeter. Okay, now that is all of the things that are required to make the IFF transponder work. Okay. Now we're golden. Alright, so we need that. that. X, Y. Preferably don't start losing it and going crazy. Target altitude. Transponder ID. Okay. Set ID. Altitude. Y. Y. Or YX. Alright, basically there's not a whole lot to this system. I probably should put an example in the ComSec area of just the encryption system, because I don't have that in here. I have the video and the integrated system, but I don't have just the encryption system. But we'll get to that sooner or later. Alright, so we need composite. Alright, this is mode panel. This is control panel. That's transmit, that's receive. Frequency, mode, control, transmit, receive. And last but certainly not least, video. Okay, now that should be the entire IFF system, in theory. Actually, we're going to need that, so don't worry about that. Alright. So, spawned back in. Now, the cool thing about putting the IFF transponder, or putting both versions of it in the same place, I can test it from here. So, let's go 1, 2, 3. Let's put it on 1 and 2. Alright, and then let's go over here. And let's go 2 and 1. Let's change this to 3, 2, 1. Transmit A, B, C. Oh, that's right. This doesn't do anything to go back, because it's literally just an IFF it's just a transponder. So there's no reason for it to show anything on here. The only thing that's receiving anything is this right here. And it's a bearing of 045. What a weird coincidence. 045. And a distance of 2 meters. Yeah, that seems about right. It's like that tracks. Altitude of 16. Just going to press the magic I believe button and just roll with it. But bottom line is the old and outdated IFF transponder works beautifully. It's right there, check 4.0, good to go. Now let's put in the new one that works better. Although that's actually kind of like a complicated thing, because it's not that it works better or worse, it does the same thing, but it does it a different way. Like, you could say that this system is better because this has 100 different frequencies and it interacts with my other systems flawlessly. Whereas the new quote-unquote advanced system does not work with any other system aside from the integrated navigation system. It works with that one, but not anything else. The difference is the advanced one is set up to be able to simultaneously track multiple vehicles, while this, it can only track one vehicle at a time. And if you want to be able to track multiple vehicles, you need to have the frequencies written down somewhere and switch between receiving frequencies or have multiple stations with this system installed, which is kind of annoying and kind of hard to deal with, so it's probably not the most practical situation or systems. But if you're just playing with two people and you've only got like one plane flying at a time, you can easily use this system to track that one plane. This system that I'm about to install over here, it has its uses, sort of, but it's not the most practical of systems, if that makes sense. No. It's a very good system. It's just, it's probably not the best thing for the game, because multiplayer is kind of hit or miss in Stormworks. So the ability to track 9 different vehicles simultaneously, while that's a really cool idea, you might get mixed results when playing with your friends. So the fact that I made a system that's capable of doing it, even though the game doesn't like doing it, is kind of ridiculous. But you could turn around and make the same argument that most of the things I do in this game are kind of ridiculous. So, point and counterpoint, I guess. Alright, so we go right here, right? And now we need this. Yeah. You could say that it's pointless. But, as we've covered in my previous streams, I built a lot of things in this game on the simple concept of, can I do it? Maybe not, should I do it? Or what will I accomplish by doing this? I've done it just to see if it was possible. Which is why I built an Enigma machine. It's kind of like what they said in the Jurassic Park movie. You were so preoccupied with whether it could be done, you forgot to ask if it should be done. Well, I didn't bother asking if it should be done. I just did it. And for whatever bizarre reason, people download my bizarre creations off of the workshop, so people are using them. So I guess it's not that pointless. Now, you could make the argument that that's not much of a metric of success, and fair point, but alright, we need the vehicle transponder. But that's actually what I really, really like about Stormworks specifically, is it gives you a lot of freedom to just make whatever. Doesn't have to do anything, just build literally whatever comes in your mind. And it's just awesome like that. You don't have to bother asking, like, what do you need? You just have to be like, what thing seems like it would be a good idea at the moment? Did I not post it in? No, it's in. Okay, we're good to go. Alright. So, as a bit of a comparison, this is the updated system. This is the outdated system. I still have to put in these, by the way, but we'll get there. Alright, if we delete that, and let's delete those. Actually, before we do that, let's paint this. Now, a really good question would be why even bother painting those, because it's not like you can see it anyway. And truthfully, you're right, but we're just gonna roll with it. I had those positioned like that, so it's not really going to matter in the grand scheme of things. But at the same time, does any of this matter? Not really. Why did I do any of this? Because I have the technical knowledge that I know how to do it. So I willed it into existence. We're all on this crazy train together at this point. But yeah, I really like the... I know the game is intended to just be, like, build and rescue. and it's like a simulated Coast Guard of sorts. But I kind of gave up on, like, the campaign, like, a long time ago. I just use it as a vehicle sandbox and a physics engine. I mostly just build things that pop into my mind. I would not say that nobody cares about the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard is actually awesome. And even though I was in the Marine Corps, the Coast Guard, they're a little bit crazy. If you go to Cape May, you had a comparable experience that I did at Parris Island. If you don't believe me, look at the YouTube videos. When I was in school getting my commercial driver's license, the instructors did not believe me when I said that the Coast Guard was almost as crazy as the Marine Corps. So we looked up videos of what it looks like at boot camp. Obviously, we showed the one at Parris Island where the drill instructor comes onto the bus, and you get the usual, basically, welcome to hell. Get off this bus, get on the yellow footprints right now, move. All that fun stuff. And then we watched the, they did like a one where they were showing what it was like for the Navy, and they had like a Chief RDC, which is a Recruit Division Commander, and he was yelling at the recruit, but he was kind of like toned down and reserved about it, and he's just like, I asked you a question. Answer me! and then we watched the video of the drill instructor. I don't even know what they're called, but the Coast Guard equivalent of the drill instructors up at Cape May. And they have the campaign cover just like drill instructors and drill sergeants for the Army have. But they're wearing the blue Coast Guard utility uniform. I used to know somebody in it, but I haven't talked to them for like years, and I don't remember what this thing is specifically called. But either way, their equivalent of the drill instructor is sitting there like ripping this recruit apart. He's like holding like a wall sit with like an M16 in front of him, and the instructor is just screaming at him like, stay right there! Like full on like double barrel knife hands, just going freaking nuts on this poor kid, and he's like crying, and I'm just sitting there like, he's just like me! That's what we did at Parris Island! I told you, the Coast Guard goes hard! They don't play! But no one believes you. And then it's even more mind-blowing when you point out the, there was a sniper competition of which branch of the military has the best snipers. You want to know who won? A U.S. Coast Guard female sniper team. Against SEALs, Green Berets, MARSOC, the FBI, law enforcement that got high enough to qualify, Air Force PJs. Like, all of those guys, the Coast Guard won. So, no, we will not tolerate Coast Guard slander in this chat. Oh, dear God. How fucking big is it? Oh. Okay. I forgot it looked like that. Alright. Alright, let's go back in here and see what color did I make the Mega controller. Alright, it's that color. Which one is this? ATC side. Okay, this has to go down here. The sheer comparison, and actually this is 100% the reason why I did it this way. This big Mega controller, because it's not even a microcontroller at this point, this Mega controller is the ATC side. So this is going in a vehicle, or this is going in a tower, whereas this controller is the vehicle side. This one is going in a plane. And then you compare it to the old system, where both the ATC and vehicle side come from the same controller, and this one's just smaller. So we shove that down there. No, that'll easily fit into a fighter. Because you figure you need 3 blocks across just for the just for the seat. So you're guaranteed to have at least 3 blocks of floor space. So you just tuck this back into the fuselage, and you're golden. Yes, I have. It's not very good, but yes, I have. In fact, truthfully, it kinda sucks. In fact, it sucks a lot, but... It's far back. I haven't touched this thing for, like... It's been a few years. It was the first time I ever made an ejection seat. I don't think I would have deleted it. Yeah, I did. It kinda sucks. But this could fit it. In fact, without changing anything, this could easily fit the IFF transponder. Is this the fuel tank? Oh no, the fuel tank's down here. This is the fuel tank. And then these are drop tanks. but I've made updated drop tanks. This one doesn't have a lot of fuel. I should really redo this. And I should try making a new fighter. Because this one isn't particularly good. In fact, this system right here, you'll notice that this whole thing is like a door. This is to pop the canopy open and have the canopy spin way back here. Because this is an ejection seat. There are rocket boosters on this thing. It's not a very good plane, but it did its job. Why do I have 2 throttle levers? Oh, that's actually a really easy answer. This one is the throttle. This one is the thrust spoiler. Hang on 1 second. Somebody just knocked on the door. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back again. But, yeah, it's actually very simple. The second thing... This one controls the throttle, and this controls the thrust spoiler. So basically I just always used it so that you have the engine, you have it held in place until you throttle up the engine and then you turn down you release the thrust spoiler. Oh yeah, I didn't even make folding landing gear until much, much later. Like, this one specifically was a significant improvement for the simple fact that this has nose wheel steering. This was also my first attempt at making a fixed-wing aircraft, I think. Yeah, it's literally my first fixed-wing plane. And as you can see by how far down it is in my list of vehicles, you can tell I haven't touched it for a long time. I made landing gear for large cargo planes and airliners. That was a fun thing to build. Then I found out I can make a smaller scaled down one. And I actually have these smaller ones in my most recent airliner. I haven't had to touch any of those. Yeah, I think I probably will make a new fighter. Especially since now I actually have weapons and things that actually use the hard points that they put out. Like, I can put these on other vehicles. Like, I can start arming other aircraft. So I can start making actually proper military aircraft. Like, I wanted to make an attack helicopter, which is why I made the rocket pods this green color. Oh, it's quite large. It has a medium warhead in it. Actually, I think it has 2 medium warheads in it. Or is it only 1? It might just be 1 medium and a couple small. But, yeah. It is big. And then this is a gun pod. It really sucks that you can't have, like you can't have more ammo boxes. The range on it, I don't really know. It'll just kind of go until it hits something. I know at some point it'll fall out of the sky, but... Alright. And it's gone. Is it not? Oh, okay. I really like the weapons, but I haven't gotten a chance to use too many of them. I've put unguided bombs, radar-guided missiles, and fuel drop tanks, but I haven't put the gun or rocket pods on anything yet. At some point I'm going to, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. These are my most successful small aircraft. These are unguided bombs. You just drop them, they fall straight down, impact with the ground, and explode. And then these are fuel tanks. Believe it or not, both the missiles and bombs used to be bigger. Before I found out that I can just flip the controllers around so they look just like any other block, I was putting like a battery and another controller inside, and it was like a hollow tube, so I had to make it so that there was like a shell around the warheads. It was bad, but now I've streamlined them, they look better, and they actually have 2 medium warheads, so I made them smaller and they blow up bigger. So I made a more compact and more devastating explosive. And additionally, in the past, instead of being a 3-block diameter, they were 5-block diameter, and that was just absurd. Don't do that. But yeah, I want to take the stuff that I made stuff that I learned to make this and make it look presentable. I want to do these same things to a fighter. Like, even something as simple as putting the fuel in the wings right here. This would have been a significant improvement for that earlier fighter design. And then you look in here. I still have lots of space. I can cram more stuff in here. It's just, what more can I cram into the cockpit? Like, what would I accomplish by putting more random stuff in here? It already has an IFF transponder, a map, a weapon system. Like, it literally has all of the systems that it needs to fly. So all I gotta do is just make this into a single seat variation, and I can make another fighter. So yeah, that's on my list of things to do. Alright, so this one needs 10 antennas. And this one just needs 2. The thing I like about my systems is the fact that they're easy to use. And then whenever I put out like a new system, I've started making YouTube videos where I show you how to install it and how to use it. And then I'll pair that with the workshop creations and everything's good. And then in the video for those workshop creations, I'll go back and I'll link things like this so that you can see it in action. Alright, battery B. Okay. Why did I make that green again? It's not important. I probably made it green because I was attempting to have like a color coding system for like what the panels and buttons are, but It's not important. It's just another one of those weird things that only I do or only I care about. Alright. So, we have transmit, receive. Alright, that's mode select. And that's ID control. Okay. The one that's not fun to deal with is this one. Alright, control panel, TX data. Okay, now I gotta make sure I get this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Transmitter. Okay. Oh, wait, nope, there's video. Radar monitor, target monitor. Okay, now this one doesn't have any of those things. This one is much easier to deal with. But, as we just demonstrated, I've installed this on a vehicle. RX, TX. No, that's not the right thing. That's X, that's Y. Okay. So, in theory, that should be everything that I need in order to test the IFF transponder, the new one. Now, we're going to have to change that, because I don't think I have anything else set to always on. Oh wait, no, that has to be always on because that doesn't have a. It doesn't have anything to activate the lights, so that's another thing entirely. We're not going to worry about that. All right, let's go in here. These are not set to always on. Alright, so I got to adjust this so that it's not always on. Oh, wait, nope, it has to be always on because it doesn't have a system power switch. Alright, that's a It's not a failure, it's unique. Okay. Let's transmit ABC. Bearing 225. Yeah, I could see that being a bit of a problem. And if that doesn't work, you might have forgot the trigger. Done that before. Oh, and I also found out the hard way that you have to make absolutely certain that when you set up like the radar for the radar-guided missiles, I found out that you have to remember to set it to static. Otherwise, it's just going to be spinning, and your missile is just going to go off whichever way it feels like. That was so infuriating, because I was like, what am I doing wrong? And then I was standing next to it, and I was like, wait, it's turning. There's the problem. Bearing 225. That is bearing 225. Sweet! New IFF transponder just dropped. Alright, it's working exactly like it's supposed to. Now, you might ask the question of, with these types of facilities, would you see stuff on the outside like this? And the answer is no, you would not. But since I started this process off by deciding I wasn't going to put anything on top, they have to go somewhere. Putting them inside doesn't make sense, because even though the game allows the things to work inside of a box, in real life they don't. But the obvious exception to this, even with just this little habit trail, is just this thing right here. This in particular is a problem, because this is a radar transmitter, and it's inside of a sealed room. Obviously, for my headcanon for making this facility, I made it so that you'll open up the door before you turn on the transmitter, but electromagnetic radiation's not really a problem in Stormworks, so it's not going to hurt you either way. Not so much radiation poisoning, more like you're just going to microwave yourself. Like when you're on a ship, they have a big, like, gigantic radar system that sits up on top of, like, the island. And if you have to send anybody up there to work on it, you have to turn the radar off, because no one can be up there when it's on. They're just going to get cooked where they stand. Radar is a weird thing to work around. But then again, radios in general are a very weird thing to work around. Like, A real story for me. I was working on a TACAN system for the EA6B Prowler in real life. The TACAN system itself is really, really easy to work on. At least that specific one is really easy to work on. It's literally like building with blocks. You take the cover off, and then there's just like blocks that contain circuit cards and stuff like that. And then when the test set says one of the blocks is broken, you just take the cover off, pop out the box, put a new box in, cover it back up, connect it back into the test set, and you keep going. Well, it uses, I want to say, very high frequency radio waves. So, to simulate the antenna for the aircraft between the test set and the TACAN system, you have to use something called a waveguide. What is a waveguide, you might be wondering? Imagine a garden hose that spews electromagnetic radiation. A waveguide is like a flexible metallic pipe that you funnel radiation through. And when you are working on the TACAN system, you have to have this waveguide hose thing connected to the TACAN system. Otherwise, you're just spewing electromagnetic radiation into the area. The running joke is, if you turn on the system when the it's like with the waveguide not with the antenna not connected, you're not having children because you're essentially sterilizing yourself. It's not really true. You can still have children. It comes down to amount of like the dose and the time of your exposure. But I got called in at 2 in the morning to go work on a TACAN system. And we were working in shifts to try to get this damn thing fixed. And I'm sitting there, like, trying my absolute hardest to make this thing work. I keep running it through the tests. It keeps telling me that it's failing, so I keep putting in, like, new blocks, different block. Okay, let's take out the transmitter, take out the receiver, take out the counter circuit, take out the clock. Like, why isn't this thing working? My sergeant walks in, and he's just like, alright, how's it going with the TACAN? He sees that I just pressed the self-test button on the test set, and then he looks down at it and sees that I have the antenna disconnected, and he just turns around and just walks away like, nope, not going near this one. And I'm just like, damn it, that's why it's not working, because I didn't have the fucking antenna connected. It had other problems. That wasn't the only thing wrong with it. It's just, I was able to troubleshoot it when it actually knew the antenna was connected. So yeah, if you're working around radio equipment in general, you've probably been radiated by something at some point. So, sorry to break the bad news. I feel like I can put more stuff in here, though. Although, on the other side, I've made this facility bigger than my original one. So I don't have to fill every square inch of this thing. I can just kind of like leave empty space at different points in it, and it'll cause no problems whatsoever. But the next obvious thing to work on, I actually could do that. Put a nuclear reactor inside one of them. Because I was trying... I haven't worked on it for a little while. I kind of gave up on it temporarily. But if you go back a little ways... Actually, it's probably more than a little ways at this point. Because I started building trains at some point. Oh, right here. I was trying to make a modular nuclear reactor where you can pop and swap these fuel cells in kind of like a housing group, similar to the things that get lowered into real nuclear reactors. What's so interesting about trains? A lot. Basically, I've built things in the game that I have some kind of experience with. So, obviously, I've built avionics systems because I was an aviation electronics technician. I've built trucks, trailers, and shipping containers because I'm also a truck driver. And at some point, I got interested in the railroad, and I started wondering, can I work for the railroad? Well, the answer is yes, I can. In fact, I'm actually about to go work for the railroad. And back before I joined the military, I worked in a factory building train cars. Now, the things that I built in the factory are pretty much limited to gondola cars, general-purpose hopper cars, and log cars, but I was legitimately a car man for not even a railroad company, just like a subsidiary that supplies cars to the railroad. So I built a lot of train cars because I like trains, as dumb as that's going to sound. And now, in 2 weeks, I'll be going down to Georgia to learn how to be a train conductor in real life. So how does that relate back to like streaming and all this fun stuff? Basically, since about December, I've been going crazy, like playing Derail Valley and Train Sim World, like, non-stop. But recently, I kind of started getting a little bit tired of it, so I kind of slowed down on it. Like, originally, I was going to play Derail Valley today, but then I kind of, like, opted against it, and I decided, you know, I'm just going to go back to working on my Avionics work center in Stormworks. That seems like a productive way to waste time. But, yeah, I built a whole bunch of train cars, locomotives. I also got into an anime about people going on a trip to Antarctica. So there was a brief period where I was making a whole bunch of like snowcats and Arctic exploration vehicles. And then with Stormworks specifically, they put out like an update where they were talking about improvements specifically for the train community in Stormworks. And I was honestly like, we have a train community? And it turns out, yes, we do. Well, now I'm actually proudly part of the Stormworks train community. And I've built lots of things like this. This is currently my best locomotive that I've made. Yeah, I could imagine that probably wouldn't have a happy ending. Trains back in the 40s went to some dark places. Hello, welcome to the stream. You haven't missed a whole lot. I've been working on my Avionics work center some more today. Then I went off on a tangent and started talking about planes again, avionics systems in general, what the function of a waveguide is, some stories about doing maintenance on electrical systems. You know, the usual for my channel. You've been building a bigger ship. That's always good. At some point, I want to start working on my ship, but they take so damn long. But then again, if you look at this, you might immediately be like, well, this has taken a long time, so what's the problem? And the funny thing is, this was built with prefab building blocks that I just add more stuff to. I don't have any prefab building blocks for ships. A 175-meter long steamer ocean liner that goes 41 knots. It's actually pretty good. I feel like on a good day, my ship could go 25 knots, maybe? Okay, where would be a good place to shove TACAN? Actually, before we shove TACAN anywhere, let's get the radio. Or not the radio, let's get the weather system installed. Because yes, I also have a weather warning system. I don't even have a working reactor system yet. I don't even have a good, like, system to control the reactor yet. And that's going to take some trial and error. Good with hydrodynamics. It's always good. I don't know if the game's good with it, though. But that's another thing entirely. No, put that in the wrong place. Alright, we need weather. Basically, the thing with the reactor is I wanted to make a microcontroller that could automatically control the control rods. And I was watching some YouTube videos on how to do it, but I didn't finish it. Oh, damn it, where did it go? Alright. Weather needs to go in here. Yeah, right there. So yeah, I wanted to create a system that it would automatically control the control rods, but I didn't make a whole lot of progress on it. Now, if only the game had things like radar absorbing paint and all that other fun stuff, you'll be set. Alright, so in order to do this, I need to build one of these things, but I need it to be right here. Right there. Yep, it's in the right place. Is it connected, though? Yes, it is. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Okay, what if I don't do it that way? No, that looks stupid. Now it's still going to look stupid, but slightly less stupid. And we need a temperature probe. Guess really it doesn't matter. And then we need humidity and rain. Alright, where are the things? Alright, that's rain. Yeah, it's just wind, temperature, and humidity. Yeah, okay. That should be everything we need. Yeah, there's not really any easy way to do it. Like, you can use just the, like, plain fill to kind of, like, fill in, like, a wide area. But then when you start getting to, like, the inside with different compartments, and if you want to have, like, rooms done a different way, or you want to have, like, a scheme, it's not that it can't do it, it's just that it potentially starts getting weird, and you might accidentally paint something you don't want to paint. Then you gotta go back and fix it, and then it might overcorrect and start painting more things. It could also just be a me issue, but that's why I'm very lazy with it when it comes to my paint schemes. I just do it in such a way that basically my color schemes come down to just like solid colors and maybe like some stripes to kind of break it up a little bit. It's also why when you look in here, I don't really have a color scheme. It's just red floors, dark walls, not as dark ceiling, and that's it. And then, like, this light gray for, like, countertops. My color schemes are very simple because I'm lazy. Direction, wind speed, rain, humidity, temp. Okay, and that is the entire weather system. Alright, so save that real quick. Let's spawn it in. it's not really getting any wind. Alright, let's see. And it won't sense the wind because we're indoors. And silence the alarm. Alright, so bottom line is, weather warning system works just great. It's a really simple system, but I've pretty much put it on everything that I've designated as like a command center of sorts. It's not on any aircraft, but I should make a system for... No, that's a stupid idea. I was gonna say I should put in a demonstration of the sonar, but that's stupid because there's nowhere to put it. It won't work unless it's in the water, and I can't test it, or at least I shouldn't be able to test it out of the water. It'll be kind of like the hydrophone on a World War II submarine. It would be like pointless to have it outside of water. Yeah, that is a good point. It is Stormworks. A lot of things work when they shouldn't work. Like, for instance, this radar antenna. I literally don't need to do a damn thing to this thing. I can literally just turn it on, and it will find anything else in the world. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter that it's inside of a box. It will still work. It's not supposed to. Yes, and pivots add buoyancy. They can also... And wheels can make things fly. This game is like a marvel of science, engineering, and just physics. Sir Isaac Newton is literally rolling in his grave. But Newton is not a developer of Stormworks. So conventional wisdom need not apply. This really is a pointless mobile facility template. Like, the double doors... I'm just calling it now. The double wide doors are kind of stupid. Like, I have no reason to put in this type of facility. Like, there is nothing I can do with this room. It is dead space. It is dead, wasted space. Why is this here? At least I can put something on this wall. Alright, so this right here last time I worked on this, this area was set up to work on night vision. So, let's put the stuff to work on night vision. Okay, good to go. Alright, how many of these can I clear before it becomes a problem? All of them! Alright, so... helps if you go in the right direction. And literally the test set to fix night vision. It's literally the size of a lunchbox. Okay, it's a little bit bigger than a lunchbox, but you might get the idea. Bottom line is it's not very big. Sink water just hits different. Especially depending on where you are in the world. Some places you might get, like, dysentery. Yeah, that tends to happen. Alright, now we go in here, because this is designated as our night vision. Good, 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 good. Alright, sweet. So the good news is they're all oriented properly. So next up, we need to connect them all to electricity. This doesn't connect it all to electricity. This just connects them to each other. the next step will be to connect them to the power grid. Alright, battery B. Okay. Now, all of those are connected to electricity, so everything is right in the world. Sort of. Alright, now the next thing to do is these are just handheld personal night vision goggles. That's all good and fine, except that's not the only way you can see in the dark in Stormworks. The next thing on the to-do list is one day getting volumetric lighting. But that's probably not going to ever happen. Let's be real. But I have, or there are camera systems. Now you're probably gonna think, well, of course there are cameras, but there have always been cameras. So I need a creative way to put a gimbal camera in here. I need something that would be a good way to show it off. Alright, so if we go right here, alright, that's 13, 13, 13. And we're going to put our gimbal camera right here. Because this way we still have the option to stack things on top of it, even if that might not necessarily be the most useful of things. Okay, so I have a system in place, or I have an already assembled right here, gimbal camera control panel. I have a prefab structure for this specific purpose. Oh, that would be cool. Okay, so put that right there. Get rid of that. Merge that to that. And then we go right next to it, and we put one of these. And we'll go right here. Put this like that. And then we'll go right here and paint that like that. And this will be our gimbal camera. Alright, so then we go down here, and we need... not that. Oh god, what does it look like? Oh, stabilized gimbal camera. Okay, right here. It is 4x4. Okay. So we go right here. Alright, now the thing is that by doing this, in order to actually test this system, I need to figure out what other things I'm going to put on this wall. It'll probably be my other camera systems, but we're not sure yet. I'm really hoping this is how I have it set up. It is field of view. IR. Laser. Tracking. Stabilize. that has to go to the monitor. Specifically because... Oh wait, I can do it this way. I can just connect it to the light. Okay, now I should be able to... Let me just check. Yep, still getting 60 FPS. Oh, okay. I know what the problem is. I didn't connect the distance sensor. Yeah. Forgot to include the distance sensor. Oh, that's my fault. Okay, so... Next up... I've got... Do I even have, like, a system for that? No, I don't. Then what uses it? Alright, so basically the problem that I'm currently dealing with is I don't have like a pre-made control panel for a camera. Just a normal camera. Alright, let's see. This thing. Oh, that was a mistake. I need this thing. Oh god, this thing's seen better days. It's been a minute since I've worked on this thing. Okay, so I just need to copy that. Alright, that's easy. Alright, so we have that. And I need one on the left and one on the right. I mean, I don't, but that's what we're gonna do. Okay, messed that all up. What did I just do? Somehow ended up in the wall. Alright, so we go down here, grab my camera controller, and it can go right underneath the monitor. And I have to pierce all the way through the wall because I specifically need the medium camera. Because the small one doesn't have infrared or field of view. Or it might have field of view, but not infrared. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've done it last. Alright, so disconnect that from there because we're not going to need it anymore. Connect that over to there. Alright, now, that's all of the electrical that we need. Field of view. Oh, and then because this is a thing we have to deal with, I've got to connect those to that. Even though it serves no purpose whatsoever, it just counts as an error, and it gives you that little caution triangle if there's not an input going to the instrument panel. It's like a completely foreign concept that I would use the instrument panel just for 4 switches. Like, why would anybody in their right mind use 4 switches? Why not use 2 switches and 2 gauges? Apparently I'm weird for wanting to just put 4 switches. Alright. 90 meters. Field of view, night vision. Alright, good to go. We now have every method of being able to see in the dark modeled. Actually, there is... no, that's stupid. There's one more system that I have that I could put in there, but it's kinda dumb. In my kinda questionable, poorly constructed Humvees, I have what I call a tactical light controller. So we have visible light and infrared light for both headlights, taillights, and brake lights. Both visible and infrared. But that's not an avionics system, so it probably wouldn't be a good idea to put it in here. It is kind of a cool system, but unfortunately it's not as involved as, say, my, what is it? My truck controller. Mostly because it just can't interact with the trailer. It only works for the towing vehicle. And I would have to make another controller specifically for a trailer. And it's just such a royal pain to use the thing. Honestly, I should probably just remake it and make it better. Because, allow me to show you what this system looks like. I need a Humvee. Does this have it? Yes, it does. Alright, so visible light, infrared light. So you go in here. We just have tactical lights. So you're probably wondering, well, where the hell are the lights? Well, these are the visible brake lights. These are the visible tail lights. These are the infrared brake lights and infrared tail lights. So I could put a system exactly like this into my work center, but since it's for ground vehicles, I don't know if I really want to. I mean, I guess I could make the argument that I could put a sonar buoy in there. Hang on a second. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back again. Now I lost my train of thought. What was I doing again? Oh yeah. I was thinking that because you can drop it from a plane, I haven't made a system to do it yet, but I can make a sonar buoy type system. So what I'm thinking is I can shove a radio, or I can shove a sonar system right here. So let's go. Should be 3 blocks under it. There are. And these collapses right there. No, that's stupid. We're not going to do that. Okay, so the question is, where in this room can I shove the sonar transmitter? I mean, I guess if I was really dedicated to the cause, I could shove it in the floor. Oh, it's literally just 1 block. Alright, so if I work off of the same concept as this right here, I can go right here. Let's set it up so that it's like exactly the same. Alright. Alright, 2 blocks. Okay, that's probably dumb, but it'll work out. Now, the thing is that I have only ever put this system on one vehicle, so I probably don't even have a prefab console for it. And it turns out I don't. So I gotta go back into my creations. I need to go to the shipping container submarine. This thing right here. This actually is a fully working submarine. It's actually pretty good. But it could always be better. And it's not just a submarine, it's built into a shipping container, so you can drop this thing out of a plane and it will parachute down into the water. It's actually really, really cool. I'm actually very proud of this thing. Alright, here are the controls. Alright, so copy that. And let's load back into the Avionics Work Center. And we need to put this console, or this instrument panel, right in here. Now I could put a 3x3 monitor, but I don't think I'm going to. Oh, I didn't merge it. I see that being a problem. Alright, so the next thing I need to add... Well, I need to get the controller for this. I know I have it. Oh, that's actually perfect. Just shove that right there. To control panel. From control panel. Alright, then we grab these and wire them up to that. We don't need that. Oh, this requires a compass sensor. Oh, that's right. It needs a compass sensor because it shows which way is forward on the vehicle. Because that was the thing that was a royal pain to deal with when I was making the Sonar controller. Because it would give you the same type of data as the compass sensor, and it would tell you how many turns you have to make until you get to facing the target. So I found out that you have to combine it with the compass sensor in order for it to basically in order for it to output a magnetic compass bearing to the target. Oh wait, no, that's system power. And this is active sonar. And then video should be this right here. But the problem is that's the wrong color. Alright, now, in theory, the system should work, but also in theory, it shouldn't do anything. It's not in water, so it shouldn't hear anything. Oh, that's right, I literally made it so that it has to be a 3x3 monitor. Okay. That's how we're going to play it. Alright, for those of you that are just joining in on the stream, I'm working on an Avionics work center, basically an upgraded version of the thing that I had before. It's still on the workshop to this day, it's just I'm making it bigger and better, and it has all of my new systems in it. And the current step of this slightly disastrous process, even though it goes against all conventional wisdom, I am putting my sonar controller inside of this thing. Now, you're probably thinking, why in God's name would you put a sonar in a land-based vehicle or in a land-based installation that is never going to touch water? And I don't have an answer for you. But the simple truth is, I need to disconnect this, disconnect this, disconnect this, and disconnect this. And we have to erase this, cut, paste, oh, nope. Cut and paste, merge, and it has to be on a 3x3 monitor. Which, that's annoying, but it's whatever. Okay, so connect that to that, and that to that. Okay, now it should work. The problem that I'm dealing with is I have never, I've only ever put this sonar system on one vehicle. I haven't put it on anything else since then. So it's kind of weird. Mostly just in the sense that I don't use it very often, so I don't have a prefab structure for it. Oh god. Okay. So we go in here, and we have our sonar antenna built into the floor. Did I forget to merge it again? My money's on I forgot to merge it. Nope. Oh, okay. I cut and pasted it, but I forgot to reconnect it. Which is kind of weird because when I pasted it in, it didn't break any of the connections, so it should have worked fine, but it didn't. Alright, so we go right here. Okay, I think it only works in water. Or at least I would hope it only works in water, but this is Stormworks we're talking about. It probably works just fine, I just don't have anything making noise. Actually, with that being said, I can find out if that's the case. As a matter of fact, we can find this out right now. Alright, so I need something. Something to make noise. So, we have a truck. Did I forget to turn off the rain? Kind of. Okay. So, go up here. Fuel. Engine. Alright, that's making noise. So we go back over here. Okay, it only works when it's wet. Which is kind of weird because it would work. It would just be blowing your eardrums out. Alright, so we go back in here. pretty cool. Alright, so that's the medium one? And that's the... oh, dear God. Okay. I mean, the truth is, my sonar controller isn't particularly good. Like, I have to do some more experimenting and kind of like playing with it to figure out how to make it work properly. And make it show up with like a visual display, giving you like a relative distance and saying approximately how far away the object is. But the way the system works right now is, if we go back in here, turn this on, it has 16 targets, and I have it set up to give you the bearing to the target. So you do like a... right now it's passive. When you press the active button, it would find anything, and it would tell you what direction or what magnetic bearing to the target, or what the bearing, or yeah, the magnetic compass bearing to the tracked target or the thing that's making noise relative to the heading of the ship. And that's literally all my system does. It's not a particularly good sonar display, which is why I've never put it on the workshop specifically, because it's not really anything like special or particularly good. My radar display is on the workshop, but my sonar is not. The sonar needs work. I need to do more... I need to play around with it some more to get it to do what I need it to do. But it's just not there yet. Alright, so what I've been working on in this stream, I added the old IFF system, both the vehicle and the ATC side. I added the new IFF system, the vehicle and ATC sides. I added the night vision and cameras to the night vision room. And I just got done adding the sonar, even though you can't really use it, because it's on dry land. So it's in there, but it's kind of useless. So do with that what you will. Alright, next up, I know what we need. We need to go right here. What if I put TACAN in here? Okay, as a matter of fact, let's get rid of that. Let's just put this right there. Okay, because like everywhere else, it goes right up to the button. I mean, I guess that's an option. I don't know, let's take a look. Okay, if we go through the wall again... No, that just looks stupid. We're not going to do that. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Okay. Alright, so what I'm thinking is I'm going to put TACAN in here. We can have both the old and new system right here. Although, inversely, this does kind of make this particular van a bit of a death trap. Because there's only one way in. And, by relation, only one way out. Alright, let's see. Do I have both of them in here? Yes, I do. They're very simple systems, so it's not like it's going to be too hard to shove it somewhere. It's just, this one is smaller. Marginally. Okay, they're literally the exact same size. Alright, fair enough. Although, to be fair, this system, the things that are shown on it, you don't need all of them. It works just fine with maybe half these things. Or you literally just need those two instrument panels for a vehicle. how did I do it back here? I colored those the battleship gray. Alright, so that's pretty solid. Alright, so now all I gotta do is just connect these things to each other. Alright, but the thing is, I gotta go outside of here. Alright, so we gotta go back up here, grab our large radio antenna, and then we have transmit and receive. The thing that I can put up against the wall in the main area... No. Undo that. Yeah, the thing that I can put up against the wall in the main area is gonna be the old integrated navigation system. The not secured one. And then I can put the secured one, the secured old one, not the secured new one, but the secured old one in the ComSec locker as a working example of the encryption system. The original encryption system. And that would be a good thing to put in there. Alright, so transmit on the left, receive on the right. Okay. Oh, and then I also need a GPS sensor for both of these. Alright, this should be transmit, and this should be receive? Let's find out. Yep, transmit is red, receive is green. Okay. As you can tell, it's been a very long time since I've used either of these systems. And really, I'm only including them because they are my systems. It's just they've been kind of superseded, as it just so happens. Although that's not to say that I don't use them at all. It's just I've built them into more advanced systems, so I don't put these as a standalone thing anymore. I now have them built into other things. Transmit, receive, bearing to target, and what is this? Oh, that's just the, yeah, okay. Alright, those are good. Distance to target, Y difference, X difference, bearing to target. Transmit, receive. And it's important that since I have all of these systems on the same vehicle or on the same creation, it's important that they all have their own GPS sensor so you can actually tell the difference between the vehicles. Because normally what you would do is I would have, like, I'm actually going to install it right now. Let's just get that put in there. INS. Okay, we have this right here. We're going to put one over here first. Okay, maybe not there. Alright, so it's going to have to go on this wall. Alright, let's resize, copy. And it's going to go right here. And just like that, there is the original integrated navigation system, and also specifically the secure integrated navigation system. So basically this whole thing is just going to look better, which is a really big deal for me. for reasons. It'll be completed someday. Actually, it's getting a lot closer to completed now. I almost have all of my functional systems in here. Then everything else will all just be cosmetic things to make it look pretty. Battery B. Connected there. Oh, it's over here. Okay. Now, the thing is, I gotta go over here. Perfect. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it this way. Nah, it'll get done before then. Alright, so we need large antenna here, 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 and here. And then we grab all of this. And we copy it. Drag it over here. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, perfect. Paste it right there. Merge that with that. Connect that to that. Go back over here. Connect this, connect this. Connect that, and connect that. Okay. Now, the next thing to deal with, I need original integrated navigation system. Of course, it's fucking huge. Alright, I got a plan. Alright, I need... secure data transceiver. This has to go into ComSec, which is here. Well, might as well rip off the Band-Aid. Let's get this thing wired up. Alright, so how does this work? Alright, that's TACAN, this is IFF. Okay, this is going to be fun. But which ones are these? Alright, that's TACAN down there. And that's... Oh, that's gonna be confusing as all hell. Okay. I think I know why I stopped using the system. Other than the fact that it's kind of confusing and not very well optimized. But it's whatever. Alright, so that's IFF, but that's IFF. So this has to go up there. And this has to go down there. Okay, so that's received data. Transmit, receive. Transmit. Okay, this is TACAN control. That's TACAN control. That's touchscreen. That's IFF. This is map control. This is IFF control. This is IFF control. Okay. In theory, it should all be there. But wait, there's more. Alright, so we need... And we got a keypad. We need a GPS sensor. Yeah, I can get this wrapped up here pretty soon. Alright. You know what? I've been doing this for a little over 3 hours now, and I've actually made quite a lot of progress compared to my earlier streams. So, as a bit of a recap of all the things that I've actually accomplished in this stream, because this one actually has been very productive, oddly enough. I didn't get too distracted telling too many like bizarre stories of my real life experiences working with Avionics. But what I have done in this stream up to this point, I built the IFF Work Center, or I built the IFF rooms, the old one and the new one. I built the night vision facility. I built a sonar facility. I added a weather sensor to the GPS facility. I built a TACAN facility, and I've started working on both the what are these things? The old and outdated integrated navigation system. So there's one here and one here. The one in here, this is specifically inside of the ComSec locker. So this one is encrypted, which is what this system is. Normally, by my own system that I kind of developed, I would have painted these black, but I haven't gotten around to it. In fact, I probably won't, if I'm being completely honest. But I've started getting these set up. So this is my old integrated navigation system. It has been superseded by this integrated navigation system, which is really cool in and of itself, because this one does the exact same stuff that this one does, plus more stuff. So this one is better, and the reason it's in here and not out there is because this one is secure and encrypted by default. Oh, okay, I just caught a glimpse of that. I don't know why it didn't show up on the multi-stream feed, but I just caught your question from YouTube, and you're wondering if I will be uploading this to the workshop. And yes, I will be uploading it to the workshop when it gets finished. But as you can probably tell from the title of this stream, this is part 4, and it's still not done yet. So I have to get it done, preferably before I leave to go become a train conductor. But in the meantime, all of the things that I have put into this work center, all of my avionics systems, or aviation electronics systems, every single one of them, except for the sonar, that one is not on the workshop, but literally every other system is on the workshop right now. I don't have a link to it from my YouTube channel, but I do have a link to it from my Twitch channel. All you gotta do is just click on that link, and it'll show you everything I have ever put on the workshop, be it for Stormworks, VTOL VR, Space Engineers. I think those are the only things I've made workshop creations for. But all of those things are on my Steam profile. In fact, let's see if this works. That's weird. Although that's probably why the why Streamlabs doesn't think I'm playing a game, but it's whatever. That is my Steam profile, and I'm currently playing Stormworks Build and Rescue, but for some bizarre reason, Stormworks and Carrier Command 2, neither one of them show up in Streamlabs as a game. I have to do it as a window display, and it's annoying as all hell. But the bottom line is, everything that is in this thing is currently on Steam. But this work center in and of itself is not yet on Steam. So, since I've been doing this for a little over 3 hours now, I'm probably going to call it here so I can go work on some other stuff. But this has actually been a very productive stream, as the rest of the streams of this game have not been very productive, so to speak. But in any regard, thank you all for watching. This has been Stormworks Build and Rescue. Hopefully you all have a nice day.